This is verse 13, the 19th chapter of the Gospel of John. We're in the midst of Pilate's great internal dilemma here. He's just been accused of possibly not being a friend of Caesar because he's entertaining the charge against Jesus that he's the Son of God, to some extent apparently wanting to resist the attempt to have Jesus crucified, and probably Pilate's own sense of maybe a superstitious view of things, even though he's a Roman and a pagan, is playing into the discussion here, and he's just not sure what to make of this, and he certainly recognizes Jesus as something other than an ordinary criminal that he would otherwise expect to confront. And so now, in the face of this, he once again goes outside, as John describes here. So we have ho, the masculine singular nominative article, the postpositive un, therefore, so the therefore Pilatos, the proper name for Pilate. And then we have akousos, from akouo, I hear. This is an aorist active participle, masculine singular nominative. It therefore ties back to the nominative in the sentence, which is Pilatos, so it's an aorist participle indicating time preceding the time of the leading verb. So Pilate, having heard, is the idea. Tone, the genitive masculine plural article. The logon, words, from logos, a word. This is the genitive plural. So Pilate, having heard the words, and then the demonstrative pronoun touton, which means these. So when he heard these words, specifically that the charge against Jesus was that he's the Son of God, and the interaction that he's just had with Jesus and that connection. And then we have egagen. This is from ago, I lead, third person singular, aorist active indicative. And so he led is the idea. So Pilate, having heard these words, led. Exo, indeclinable adverb, outside. The direct object of the verb, ton ieson, the Jesus. So Pilate, having heard these, led Jesus outside. Kai ekathesen. Ekathesen, word for to sit, kathizo. So it's the idea here is in the aorist once again, third person singular, aorist active indicative. He sat. Epi, upon. Bematos, the word for a judgment seat. A bema is a judgment seat, so he sat upon. This is in the genitive, along with the preposition epi, so he sat upon the judgment seat. Ace, preposition into, takes the accusative. Topon, in a place. And legomenon, from lego, I say, masculine singular accusative. It goes back with topon, so into a place, being said or called is the idea. Lithostroton. This is, of course, the root of that word is lithos, which is a stone. It is translated a pavement, something like that. It was kind of an open area where official business would take place. In this case, a kind of judicial proceeding. Hebraisti, this is actually an indeclinable adverb. It's based on the word for Hebrew. Hebrewly speaking, you might say, roughly. Da, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha, this word, which is the Hebrew equivalent of the word for the pavement. So Pilate, having heard these words, he led Jesus outside. He sat on the judgment seat in the place that's commonly called the pavement. Hebrew is the Gabbatha. And of course, that sets up now the ensuing conversation that is described for us in the next couple of verses.